Welcome to Wall Street Confidential. I'm Greg Greenberg, here with Jim Cramer. Jim, at the beginning of this week, a lot of people figure we'd be talking about economics.
Right.
Fed announcement, PPI, retail sales, but we're talking about deals every day.
I think that this is the international versus the domestic market, and we keep missing it. A lot of the media misses it. The companies that we're talking about are rest of world companies. That's where they do their business. So the Fed being tight, which would have been a great excuse to sell 4 or 5 years ago, just doesn't apply anymore to a lot of companies. I want to give you a sense. We've been working as part of my Mad Money team on a company called Castle Harlan, symbol CAS, trying to contrast that with Allegheny Tech because they have a lot of the same businesses. And Castle Harlan reported a not great number and said things are weak and in some areas. And ATI reported a great number and said things are strong. And the difference is the Castle Harlan is domestic. So that's a company that you would sell on the macro data, but not ATI. And the market's getting more sensitive to that and not booting in United Tech. UTX going up the whole way. Not a domestic company, but really taking it to the woodshed of any domestic companies.
It seems like a lot of these deals in that sweet spot mid-cap, $1 billion to $5 billion. We saw Ohio Casualty, $2.6 billion, AK
It didn't make the
Steel.
papers.
Yeah.
Ohio Casualty didn't make the papers. This is a company that's a very solid company, but other than Chubb, I don't know many insurers that are better than it. It just had kind of been sitting there. It was a kind of company that you just always felt was going to be an independent company, and then boom, Liberty Mutual buys it. AK Steel's different. When I had on the excellent management of Reliance Steel recently, Hannah, it was very clear that he was saying this, there are many, many more deals. There's only going to be 4 or 5 steel companies. Now I'm wondering if there's only going to be 4 or 5 insurance companies.
Finally, what should we do about going over the top? You saw Smith & Wollensky, Patton is going over Landry's. You saw that the Alcoa bid, it's 73, stock's trading at 80. How should we feel about companies going over the top?
I think that we need to be sensitive to the idea, and we saw this with Freeport, which is a stock that I own for ActionAlertsPlus.com, sensitive to the idea that there is a once-in-a-lifetime no antitrust provision, which makes it so that companies that normally would be afraid to bid can still come in. The initial bid, whether it be from Alcoa or whether it be to Alcan, is a for sale sign for everybody involved. That won't last, but it's what's going on right now.
All right, Jim Cramer, Greg Greenberg, Wall Street Confidential.